We're gonna end out the game. Be done with it.
battle is over, I see. I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear, doubt, and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness. Well then, shall we? My fair consort eternal.
We have 100% beat Elden Ring at this point. Meaning we have done pretty much every single thing that we can do in the game. Ultimately rounding off the end of the game in itself. Which, I gotta say, I don't know if I've said it enough before, this game is... I think this game is a lot of what people wanted Dark Souls to be. Specifically, games like Dark Souls 3, shit like that. This game specifically invokes an emotion that you can't really find in many other games of its type. Because I think in itself, I think it goes and has the same amount of impact on a human as like... Oh, okay. I'm trying to say this in ways that like... This game has a very similar impact to something like Breath of the Wild, right? Another fantastic game. Also, yes, if you're wondering, I'm... Who's that? Oh. Because you go through so many different things like emotions and all this shit. You help people that may not be deserving of your help. You help people that may be deserving of your help and shit like that. I also love doing this because this is how people grind for souls. See that? It's fucking insane. I remember when I was first hit by that attack. That was the most jarring thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it was straight up a boss fight, but this game evokes a sort of emotion that some games all like completely fail to project. Games like Breath of the Wild, Dark Souls. This game has a certain type of literacy to it that honestly should be fucking studied. Miyazaki, George R.R. Martin, all of those fantastic fucking storytellers. They do an amazing job portraying. God, that actually looks cool. Portraying a broken world with people in it, and like actually a very broken yet alive world. You get what I'm trying to say? And I think that's like, I don't know, and they do it like specifically Miyazaki. Miyazaki, the basically forefather of all fucking. No, the forefather of the games of these type, right? He does it in such a way that it's just perfect. This game is fucking perfect. The DLC, perfect. He made Game of the Year Sekiro, right? Sekiro, like, I don't know, I forgot, the 2018 Game of the Year or some shit like that. That came out, right? I think I started playing the Souls games around the turn of Dark Souls 3, when Dark Souls 3 was already 3 years old. So 2019, and it kind of just thrust me into playing games like these all the time. These being my favorite types of games. And I think a lot of it is the adventure, because you could do it by yourself, you could do it with friends, you could do it with your family if you even wanted to. You know, they could sit and watch and fucking, you know, all that stuff. You could build your character to however you want it to be. You could do this, you could do that, like. But it's not the typical RPG. It's an RPG that's fucking hard. It's so fucking hard. And that's what makes it perfect, is that it's hard. But it's not like unfair hard. It's like, it's just amazing, you know? So let me see this.
Hello. Have you heard? I think he said his name was... He seems a little down. I don't even know, good Sir Diallo. He says since he's a coward, his smooth and silky hands feel... But I wish we had a potent... Dialos is... But I wish we...
What the fuck, Dialos is here? The fuck do you mean Dialos is here? Who the fuck is he?
Well, aren't you full of beans? No wonder you're covered in muck. Oh, I have to say you caught me at a rather low point. But as you see, I've put all that behind, left the volcano manor, forging my own path now, making my own choices. Even a fool like me can look after some simple jars. Do you pity me? Well, don't. I feel like for the first time in... A fool Do you pity me?
Oh, why would I pity you? I just want you to fucking kill them. No, it's just like this game captures a certain emotion that not a lot of games can, and that's a sense of accomplishment on top of like the story, you know? This game, and as a matter of fact, all the Soulsborne games are of a certain class of game that's not for the impatient, not for the prideful. Too. This. Because this game will literally take your pride and spit it out back at you. And I've seen it happen to a lot of my friends, actually. I show them like this game series, and they sit here and they're telling me like, oh, they're having a tough time with this, that, and that. And they tell me, oh yeah, no, we don't really use summons. And like, well, I don't really care if they use summons or not, because you can play the game how you want to play it. I don't know what it is. I can't help but feel a sense of like they will actively sorry, I'm just trying to see if that was. I kind of want to see some maddening. Like pride will fucking eat you up and spit you out in this game. If you're prideful in this game, and you actively let it get in the way of playing the game your way, right? Okay, hold up. Sorry, hold up. If you actively let pride get in the way of playing, you know, the game, you're gonna find that this game is gonna be a lot harder than you may think. Because you'll go into a boss thinking you could beat them easy peasy lemon squeezy, like they're not gonna be a problem, and then they fucking eat you up and spit you out. And all you want to do is keep going at the boss and going at the boss and going at the boss and going at the boss. Because you don't want to let it. Because I'm trying to find a way to word this. Let's just say that boss keeps beating you the fuck down. I'm beating you down. I'm beating you down. I'm beating you. Just completely fucking mollywopping you. And but your pride says that you have to keep going. You have to keep going. Or it isn't worth shit, right? Not that it isn't worth shit, but like, you have to keep going, you have to keep going, you have to keep beating it, like, you have to keep going at it. When, like, if you've never played a Souls game before, you know that bosses are like that. You know, you might get smacked down, but a lot of what people do is they go back and they go to another area. So when I see a lot of what people do is they just keep going at it. Sorry, there's a small amount of people who evaluate what they're doing, plan, and basically find another way to beat the boss. You get what I'm trying to say? Like not, this. I'm not talking countering. I'm talking stepping away from the boss, going to another area, and leveling up. There's very few people who actually do that in Souls games. And this game is a prime example of you should be doing that a majority of the time. I see people get to Margit from the starting area, Morgot from the starting area, and they're sitting there and they're going at the boss for hours, dying over and over and over again. When I died to that boss, I think, like the first time, I realized how low level I was, and I simply left. I just left, because I was like, you know what? I'm clearly not the level. I went over Caelid. I died in Caelid a few times. I was like, okay, maybe I'm not the level. I looked around and I found dungeons. That's how you're supposed to, at least how I believe, how you're supposed to play the game. And a lot of the people have the DLC, have that same issue with the DLC. Sorry, I'm just testing out the controls on PC. That's interesting. A lot of people have that issue with the DLC. People are saying, oh my god, this DLC is so shit, it's so fucking hard. They'll think they're fine. They might have like a level 240 character, like a 400 character. But they don't understand that there's a different leveling system in the game. There's a different system altogether for the DLC. So, and don't get me wrong, I did brute force my fair share of bosses in the DLC. Because I thought I was the level for it. And it turns out I was the level for it. If I could see that I could get them down to at least half health in my first go, I was like, I can do the boss. I can do the boss. There's no reason for me to go and search another area if I'm doing that much damage to them, right? That's what I did with Verdun. That's what I did with Morgoth. That's what I did. No, sorry. That's what I did with Verdun. That's what I did with Morgoth. That's what I did with Mesmer the Impaler. That's what I did with. Okay, to be fair, Alana I first tried, but still, the bosses that gave people a lot of trouble were the bosses that kind of were like, hey, we're checking to see if you're getting those Scud Tree fragments, for example. Because these are very important for you to continue fucking playing. When I cleared the first 2 phases of, or I guess the first phase of the Scud Tree Avatar, or Skadu Tree Avatar, or Skadu Tree Avatar, I don't fucking know the name of it, the Sunflower, I was like, okay, there's a 3rd phase. The fact that I got to the 2nd phase on only my first try, and I was still making a lot of mistakes, I'm like, okay, so there's room to improve, clearly. It's not even that I'm learning the boss's movesets anymore. I'm just understanding that there's... Wait, hold on, let me see something. That's where that would bring you? You could go there. Then you go downstream to the boss arena. It has the thing. Forgot, okay. I don't know. It's like, no, I do know. What am I talking about? Point is, moving on forward. People have a hard time with the DLC because this is their first Souls game. I'm invigorated by difficulty. I love it when something is difficult. All of Dark Souls 3 for me. Because you're always fighting alone in Dark Souls 3. You always are. And clearly in Elden Ring, they wanted you to use Spirit Ashes because of how fast the how fast the bosses are and how aggressive they are. They clearly wanted you to use it. In Dark Souls 3, you don't get that. In Dark Souls 1, you don't get that. In Dark Souls 2, you don't get that. It's a game of outlasting, you know. And I actually told my friends about the DLC before they even started it. I told them, listen, for a lot of the bosses in the DLC, you're going to be choosing. I'm saying like you need to use your health bar as a tool, as a material. That is something that you have to use as a material. You have to choose which attacks to get hit by. Which was true for Mesmer. Mesmer he had insane attacks, but you had to choose which ones to get hit by in the combo, basically. And I know, like, oh yeah, you can do them hitless, right? So therefore, that point doesn't matter. I'm not talking to pros. I'm not a pro myself. But if I could coordinate what attacks to get hit by, like if I get hit by the end attack in a strain, that's me successfully getting through that string of attacks. So for Radon, me getting through that final combo that he had that was totally meant to kill you 2 days ago, to me that was a very successful thing because I only got hit with the butt end of it, I'm pretty sure. That was successful. Point is, this game is a fucking cinema. Did someone just put a message down? I rated that really quickly. just put a message down, huh? Okay, well, that's funny. It's kind of funny. But, like, this is a lot of people's first Souls games. For my friends, it was pretty much their first Souls game. I started on Dark Souls 3. Then I went to 1, and then I went to Bloodborne, and then I went to 2. And oh my god, sorry, that's another thing, and I made this point earlier, is that all of these games are fucking cinema. They're a goddamn cinema. I can remember, and let me just make this point really quickly. I can remember being at, by the way, this is my favorite area in the entire game. Weirdly enough, I think out of all of the quest lines, I think Fia is my favorite. Because not only is Fia, like, you know, she's not a very good person, let's be honest. But the fact that there's someone there, not even to give comfort, like, the fact that there's someone there that you think would be completely fine, but has a deeper, like, thing going on in the fucking, on the down low, right? I don't know, and like the ending of that with the dragon and like everything, like it's a sin. Like, I swear to God, this has to be some of my favorite part of the entire. Doing Fia's quest line was some of the most fun I've had in a really like long time, because I loved that quest line when I first did it. Man, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just these games are just. They're just perfect. Dark Souls, this, all of it. It's just perfect. I don't even know how to explain it. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the stuff that I got. Wasn't that already a move? That's pretty good. It's like a machine gun. But these games are just, God, they're an adventure, literally. They are an adventure. I remember when we beat Horaloo. I remember when we beat Malenia. I remember it lasts on you. It really puts an effect on you. It makes you realize all the stuff that you've done. Let me actually go to the dragon thing as well. Forgot about that. I should do that. When I fought the big finger underneath the thing, that was some of the coolest stuff. Oh, the lady's gone. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wait, let me see. How do I use that? I don't try that soon. Where is that thing actually? I use this? I am disrobed. I'm disrobed. Do I need like a dragon thing on? Oh, I'm in a fucking... I'm in a passive area. No fucking wonder. See, what's the little Mentor's mask? What is a lamenter? Oh. What is that? So when I die, do I just like... What does the lamenter do? But I don't know, man. This game is just a fucking work of art. I don't know what a lamenter does. Maybe decrease the amount of damage that they do to me. Metro's fast though. Holy shit. That's actually pretty good. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to die. Not by you. Okay. I'll try the Dragon Priestess. I don't really care about 145,000 souls. Dems is whatever. Dems is whatever. Oh my god. I mean, cool. You turn into her? Which is kind of interesting. That was something. Yeah, supposed to be shit. Cool, 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 cool. What is this? But I hear two of them. Bell. Wait, what? So what does this do? I guess I'll just call it down right now. Pretty cool. I'm just looking at stuff. Is this by default safe? DLC weapons make me go woo. This is literally just a finger. The fuck? I thought it said glazing finger. I almost started laughing my ass off. What is this? That's cool. A lot of people used this weapon, from what I saw. To be fair, it is just their arm. It spurts out blood. What is this thing? This one was actually pretty cool. Stack the all-knowing. Oh, this one I kind of wanted to use. That's crazy. Very Bloodborne-y. That's just a great axe. Jesus. Just looking around now. The best sword in the entire game. It's the win button. It's actually pretty cool. They're all really cool, actually. Dude, actually, this one, hold up. The curved sword that I got here. Okay, I have to stop being. Should probably get that too. Alright, well, to be honest, I'm about to end it off here. Oh, so I can't believe we met Saint Trina too. That's another crazy one.